I appreciate you. And let's get started, right? Okay, so guys, we are standing up today, and we're just going to really start by just working up our upper body, stretching and moving our upper body, really getting some breath coming into our lungs today, okay? So we're going to start, we're going to have our feet in alignment. So we're going to go ahead and turn our feet so that our toes are pointing out directly in front of us. So they're not going to be diagonal, and we're not going to have them, inverted. They're going to be pointed straight out in front of us, about shoulder width apart. So this may feel a little bit awkward, especially if you're kind of used to having your feet pointed out. So it may feel awkward, but that's okay. And we're just going to really ground down in our feet, pressing down into the soles of our feet. Our shoulders are down away from my neck, away from my ears, right? Our hands are by our sides. Palms can be faced kind of open up, not clenched. And our neck is straight. This is our mountain pose. And right here, we're just going to take 3 deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth. Last breath. Inhale, raise both arms up. Go ahead and stretch up through your shoulders, through your shoulder blades. Really get some length in between your shoulders. Stretch all the way up. Attempt to have your biceps by your ear so your arms are really pointed up into the air. Stretch all the way through your middle finger. And if you can, go ahead and tilt your neck and look up. Upward mountain. Still breathe in deep breaths. Exhale, bring both arms back down to your side, nice and slow. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach all the way up. Stretch all the way through your middle fingers. Take 2 deep breaths. Exhale, lower your hands. Very good. Take a step open so your feet are a little more than shoulder width apart, kind of a wide leg stance here. Okay. And again, inhale, arms go all the way up. Exhaling, I want you to forward fold. I want you to come all the way down to the mat. And if you can place your hands on the ground, on the mat, go ahead and do so. Right here, if you need to have your block to kind of build that floor up to you, you can. But I want you to drop your head down, looking down in between your legs. Using your block if you need to. I want you to walk your hands over to the left. Stay forward folded. Get a stretch in your sides, a stretch behind your knees. Breathe. Slowly, I want you to walk your hands all the way back to the right. Very good. Walk our hands back to center. Take an inhale and then slide your hands to right above your knees. Now I want you to look up. Your back is flat, so like a teacup can go on your back, and you're just looking up. Half forward fold. Really stretch your neck out. Don't push too much on your kneecaps. Let the blood get back to where it's supposed to be. And very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, come to a standing position. Very good. Guys, you can shake out that stretch a little bit. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let's get our hands in prayer position here. So our hands are, palms of our hands are pressed kind of firmly together. Our elbows are kind of up. Our feet are still in alignment, so our toes are pointed straight, and our stance can be still that shoulder width, a little wide. And slowly, I want you to twist to the right, keeping our elbows up and our fingers and palms pressed together. Look back over that right shoulder and take 3 deep breaths here. Last breath. Very slowly, I want you to swing around and do a nice twist over to the left. Look back over that left shoulder. Oh, yeah, I feel that one. Oh, that feels kind of good, though. Take 3 deep breaths here. Shoulders are down, away from your ears. Very slowly come back to center, and let's just send our hands up, keeping them pressed together, and we can look up. Take a breath. Exhale, our hands can come down. Very good. Guys, let's just do some shoulder rotations, okay? So we can bring our legs back in and kind of have our feet in a comfortable stance, shoulder width apart, okay? We'll do some shoulder rotations. Let's just rotate our shoulders back a few times. Let's do about 5 of these. Now let's do 5 going forward. Very good. Let's take our right hand and cross it over our chest and take our left hand and just kind of fold it up. We're going to fold our left hand over our elbow. So it's a big stretch. Stretch it over your chest and fold your elbow over. Fold your left elbow over. Okay. Get a nice stretch here in your shoulders. Slowly drop your left arm. Right arm goes down. Take our left arm, wrap it over our chest. Right arm crosses over right there by the elbow. Stretching through this shoulder. Probably hear that music in the background. Told you the island has a soundtrack. Very good. Go ahead and release your right arm down and your left hand down. Go ahead and do a couple of more shoulder rotations back. Let's do 4. And then let's do a few shoulder rotations going forward. Very nice. Guys, go ahead and just do a few wrist rotations here, okay? A lot of times we do a lot of these poses on our wrist. So let's loosen our wrist up. Rotate them outward a few times, and then rotate them inward a few times. Good. We can bring our hands together in front of us. And then I just want you to turn your wrist until your fingers are pointed inward. Wrist rotation. And then you can point them back out. And then we can point them back in. Nice wrist rotation here. Very good. Go ahead and lower your arms down, guys. We're going to do another chest opener, arm opener. I'm going to turn around so you can see what it looks like from the back. And this is kind of what I want you guys to do. So we're standing, we're still about shoulder width apart. Our feet are shoulder width apart, okay? And both arms go out to our side. We're going to rotate our left hand to where our pinky is facing the floor. And we're going to curve that hand behind us. We're going to send this right hand over the top, and we're going to try to grasp our fingers here. So as you're in this pose, guys, okay, we don't want to hunch over to reach. We don't want to drop our head to have to reach. Even if your fingers don't touch, it is okay. I want you to keep your chest up and your head up. So if your fingers are not touching, that's okay. We're still going to open up our chest here. Take a few breaths. Very nice. Slowly go ahead and release your left arm, release your right hand, shake it out, rotate your shoulders out, because we're going to do the same thing using the other hand. And you may find that one side of your body is going to seem more flexible, like you may be able to reach with the other one. That's okay. So both of our hands are out. We're going to rotate the palm of our right hand so the thumb is facing the ground. I'm going to bring it behind us. Okay, I'm going to turn around here. Our left hand comes over the top, and we are attempting to touch our fingertips. Chest is open, head is up. And see, now on this side, I can barely touch my fingertips. On the other side, I can shake hands. Very good. Slowly go ahead and release that arm. Release your left arm. And shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. We're going to take a few more deep breaths here. Arms go up. Exhale, arms come back down to your sides. But do another one, arms up. Arms come back to your sides. Last one, guys, arms up. Arms come down to our sides. Very, very, very good. How y'all guys feel about that? Take a sip of water if you need to. I'm going to grab my sip here for our little warm up. Very good, guys. All right, guys, I like to do balance poses. Guys, if you hear the door slam, that's the wind. It's live, y'all. So I want to do a balance pose. And so today we're going to work on a chair pose. Okay, a balance pose is going to use your core. It's going to use your thighs. We're going to, have our spine direct. So we're going to get into a chair pose, a nice balance pose for today. So we're going to have our feet in the alignment. Okay, so our toes are pointed straight up ahead of us, and they are a shoulder width apart. They're not wide stance, but they're also not quite touching. Okay, so about shoulder width apart, and we're grounding down into our feet. And a chair pose is kind of like a squat, but we're going to keep our legs, our knees more pointed forward, and we don't have to go down quite as far. Okay, so in your chair pose, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it just from a different angle here. So in our chair pose, I like to have my hands in a prayer pose just to kind of have something to do with my hands at the time. So I like to put my hands in a prayer pose. It gives me something to focus on. So you guys can focus on something that's about 2 to 3 feet ahead of you. Kind of have your gaze, have your look at something that you can really focus on. And with our feet about shoulder width apart, we are going to sit like we're going into a chair. Okay, so if you stop here, that's okay. If you stop here, that's okay. Okay. Now, in this pose, we're going to continue to keep our back straight. So we don't want to lean over. We really want our back to be straight. We want to stay upright. We want to really work these thighs here. Take 2 more deep breaths. Last one. And as guys come on out of the pose. Okay? Chair pose. Okay? So let's do that 2 more times. Let's do that 2 more times. So go ahead and get your feet into alignment. We can place our hands here into our prayer pose. And as we are ready, we are going to sit, bring our chest back up, and take 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Again. Now, if you want, guys, you can lift those arms up. Last breath here. Very good. Come out of the chair pose. Ooh, ooh. Are we feeling it? Are we? Go ahead and shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Woo. Now, you might feel that later because 9 times out of 10, when I do a chair pose, no matter how long I've been doing a chair pose, I can feel it in those thighs, okay? So we shook it out, we shook it out. All right, this is the last one. This is the last one, okay? Go ahead and get your feet into alignment. You can have your hands in your prayer position. And whenever you are ready, go ahead and sit in your chair. Chest goes back up. And if you're ready, take your 3 breaths. Very good. And now you can come out, release the pose. Oh, Suki, Suki now. I love it. I love it. I love it. Shake it out, guys. Shake it out, guys. Shake it out. I'm going to take my sip of water here. Yeah, I know. I know. Too early for all that, right? Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Stick with me. Stick with me. Okay, guys, we're not going to rest too long, but we're going to stop focusing on our legs. Both arms go up into the air and very slightly go ahead and clasp onto our fingers. And go ahead and lean over to the side, just using your waist. Lean over to the right, just using your waist. So try not to push your hips out like that. Try to just move your waist, your spine, curving your spine. Release the grip on your fingers. Slowly come back to the center and just using your waist, lean over to the left. Very, very good, guys. Bring your body back to center. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, arms can come back down to your sides. Very, very good. Guys, we're going to get down on the mat for this one, okay? So I'm going to bring you guys down to the mat. Let us. Okay, this is where I'm going to, there we go. Position. Guys, I want you to take a nice big inhale up. I want you to exhale and I want you to forward fold. So your hands are now touching the mat. Slowly go down. Hands can be touching the mat. If you need, hands can get to the block, okay? And from here, I want you to get your hands down onto the mat, okay? And now you are down into a downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, guys, I'd like you to go ahead and bend your knees all the way down to the mat, all the way down to the mat. Now you're in your tabletop position. We'll do a few cat-cows. So inhale and curve your spine up. Look down in between your legs. Suck in your belly button so you can get the lower part of your spine curved up. Elbows are straight. Exhale and sink your spine down, kind of like what a cow looks like, and really stick out your hips Look out in front of you. Stretch it up through your shoulders. Inhale. Let's get into another cat. Curving your spine up, bringing your belly button in to touch your back. Exhale and curve your spine down, really sticking out your hips. Very good, guys. I want you to come down into your child's pose. So in child's pose, your hips are attempting to touch the heels. Slowly come down into child's pose. If you have to open up your hips and get your stomach cushions or any other cushions inside of your hips, go ahead and do so. Whatever is going to make you comfortable here. And lay down flat. Stretch your arms straight out in front of you. Head goes down onto the mat. Nice stretch here. Very good, guys. I want you to walk your hands back. And as you can, I want you to get down onto the mat, onto your backs. You can have your soles of your foot are on the mat. Your hands are by your side and your palms are facing up. I want you to bring the soles of your feet as close to your buttocks as possible. And I want you to squeeze your knees together. I want you to try to keep your knees together through this pose. So in this bridge pose, we're going to lift up our hips. We're going to squeeze our stomach and our buttocks, and we're going to lift up our hips on our inhale. We're going to hold it for 3 breaths. Take 3 breaths, and then we're going to release. And we're going to do that 3 times, okay? So go ahead and inhale and raise your hips up, squeezing your knees together. Your head and your shoulders are still resting on the mat. 2 more breaths. Squeeze those knees. Exhale and come back down onto the mat. Very good. Guys, let's do it again. I want you to take a nice big inhale. Squeeze those knees together. Squeeze our stomach together and our buttocks. A choo-choo train is going right under our hips. Take your last breath. Exhale. Lower your hips. Take a few regular breaths here. And then let's take our last one. Inhale, raise our hips up. Take your 3 breaths, squeeze those knees. Exhale, lower your hips. Oh, that feels so good. Go ahead and hug your knees to your chest, guys, and rock and roll right here. Roll your spine out. You've been working. You can go ahead and do a happy baby, raising our legs up and just holding on to our legs as we rock with our hips open. Happy baby. And while you're rocking, go ahead and give yourself a smile. You can rotate your feet, wiggle your toes. We can bicycle our legs out, just giving our body a good move. Very good. Guys, go ahead and lay straight on your mat. Hands by your sides. And right here, I just want you to take 3 or 4 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and you can open up your mouth and stick your tongue out as you're exhaling. You can have your hands placed on your stomach, or you can have them at your side. Take your 3 breaths here. Guys, as you lay here, I just want you to focus on the sounds that are around you. No matter what those sounds are, just be. Here is where you can have a chant. You can think of a mantra in your head. You can give yourselves your affirmations, or you can just listen to the sound of your heartbeat. You can set your intention for the rest of the day, or you can just listen to the sound of your heartbeat. Know that the universe conspires to give us the desires of our heart. So, whatever you choose to focus on at this moment, know that it is so. I'll stay quiet for the next minute or two as you rest and just be. Guys, as you slowly bring your body back, go ahead and rotate your neck from side to side. Wiggle your toes. Open and close your hands. Stick out our tongues. Waking our bodies up. Stretching up our arms. Just really letting our bodies know that we're going to be moving for the rest of the day. Take a few deep breaths. Congratulate yourselves for doing it, for being here. And whenever you guys are ready, and however you can, bring yourself into a seated position. Move yourself around, waking yourself up. Once again, guys, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining me for yoga all these times during the week. I definitely appreciate it. Again, guys, you can subscribe, you can follow, you can like. Meet the Robinsons on TikTok, Yoga Bay J everywhere else, including YouTube, Yoga Bay J. Guys, you know what it is. Today and every single day, I wish you